Welcome to HortTube, where we talk all things gardening. My name is Jim Putnam, and this is a Upright Japanese Plum Yew. This is an Upright Japanese Plum Yew, a beautiful, narrow-growing, upright conifer. These upright plum yews have a very vertical growth habit and can eventually reach 8 to 10 feet tall and probably 3 to 4 feet in width, but could be kept shorter and narrower. Like the other Japanese plum yew varieties, the upright variety is best in horticultural zones 6 to 9. These upright plum yews are not the fastest growing things in the world. We might get 4 to 6 inches of growth out of them once they're well established. The first year or two, probably not that much. This is a plant you'll see listed from sun to part sun or sun all the way down to shade. I think it really works best in part shade. I don't think it's a plant I would put in 15 hours of direct sun. I also wouldn't put it in deep shade either. I would get, all of the morning sun or all of the late day sun would kind of be ideal. There are a lot of uses for these upright plum yews. This is a perfect sky pencil holly replacement. It works great on a corner or beside a set of steps where you can get some height, between a window and the front porch. Works absolutely fantastic in a container, and then you can plant other flowering things around the base of it in your container. And then it actually gets big enough, if you're on a narrow lot, this would make a great screening plant. Of course, the main feature with these upright plum yews is that all the growth is vertical. It's all going straight up, and it's super easy to maintain, and it works great in places where you need something that's narrow and upright, where you're not going to have to do a lot of pruning on it, and it won't get wide enough to start blocking windows. I've included videos in the description of this video for planting plum yews. The only thing you really need to know is that if you have clay soils, you definitely have to amend them. Pine bark soil conditioner is the best thing. Just mix that 50-50 with the clay. Once these plum yews are well established, they're moderately drought tolerant. You won't have to do a lot of ongoing watering on them if you're in an area that gets normal rainfall. The first year it's in the ground, you want to keep a close eye on it, but this thing just doesn't use a lot of water. I haven't watered this one in a long time, and the pot's still very heavy. It is a small plant, but it just doesn't really ever get to the point where it uses a lot of water. So put your finger in the ground around it, check it, and if it's really dry, drown the space around it, and then definitely let it dry out again. I'm shooting this in February, and it's starting to look like it wants to grow. There's a lighter green foliage on it, and it contrasts really well with this darker, older foliage, and you can get more of that by fertilizing them. I definitely would fertilize it in the late winter, early spring with something that'll last 3 to 4 months, any sort of outdoor fertilizer, maybe even something for acid-loving plants. This upright plum yew probably won't ever need a lot of pruning. It's pretty straightforward. All the branches go vertical. If it gets taller than you want, you can hold this thing together and make one cut and be done with it. You'll occasionally get a wild limb on the side that you can prune off anytime you want to. Yews in general have very few pests. You'll rarely see any kind of chewing insects on these. Of course, like I said, if you put this thing in a clay-based soil and you don't amend it at all, it will get root rot very easily. And the Japanese plum yews are deer resistant, really almost deer proof. That's not true of some of the other yews. So what are you waiting for? Even you can grow the low maintenance, narrow growing, upright Japanese plum yew. Thank you for watching my video, and if it was helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for future videos. Also comment below with any questions you have about plum yews. Thanks again.